Hey guys, Ben Ramsey here. So usually I don't do this on the channel. I don't really cover news stories because I don't have the time to do it. But sometimes I'll come across a news story and I'll just be like, no, I have to talk about this. And this is one of those stories I have to really get my thoughts out on camera. So basically, breaking news everyone. The directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller are no longer directing the Han Solo film. So yeah, if you guys were looking forward to the Han Solo spin-off film, which is set to come out next year in May, oh boy, yeah, think again. Yeah, honestly, like, I just finished reading this article right now because basically Lucasfilm came out, they released a statement on StarWars.com and they announced that the directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller are no longer directing the yet untitled Han Solo film. Like, what the heck happened? That's all that's on my mind right now. What the heck happened? Like, holy shit! Like, what did they do? Like, apparently, like, right, here's the actual, like, statement from Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy. So, this is what she says, and I quote, "Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are talented filmmakers who have assembled an incredible cast and crew, but it's become clear that we have different creative visions on this film, and we've decided to part ways. A new director will be announced soon." What? No, like, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, they are great directors. If any of you guys have watched the Jump Street films, those are, like, two great films. They also directed the Lego film. While I'm not a massive fan of the Lego film, I understand. It's a decent enough film. And they've done a load of other films in the past as well, where I've gone, yeah, that was a really good film. And the fact now that Kathleen Kennedy is saying that, oh yeah, their ideas, they don't really match up with what we want, this kind of scares me a little bit. This kind of scares me. Because, like, what do Lucasfilm and Disney disagree with them? Like, what ideas could they possibly have had? Like, there was another statement from the directors themselves. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, they both said this, and I quote, "Unfortunately, our vision and process weren't aligned with our partners on this project. We normally aren't fans of the phrase creative differences, but for once, this cliche is true. We are really proud of the amazing and world-class work of our cast and crew." Like, what? Like, I can't believe, like, this is the one thing I am actually getting really mad about now, is basically how Disney and Lucasfilm have ultimately gone up to these filmmakers and gone, no, we're not supporting your ideas. Dude, they have done some really good films, and they are masters at comedy. Honestly, when I heard that they were directing the Han Solo film, I went from, don't really care about this film, to, alright, I'm actually intrigued about this film now. I genuinely want to see this film. So now, I'm just more, it's, the problem is, they've already filmed so much of the film, that it's going to be another Rogue One situation. It's going to be another Rogue One situation. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about here, is basically Gareth Edwards had directed a version of the film which he thought Disney would be satisfied with. Because originally in Rogue One, he wasn't going to kill off Jyn Erso or any of the other Rogue One team members. They were all going to survive and then go their own separate ways at the end of the film. But then Kathleen Kennedy and Disney came along and said, well no, it kind of makes sense that they all die. So Gareth Edwards went back. A lot of reshoots happened for Rogue One, which is clearly visible from the early trailers to the finished film. And yeah, it ultimately shows. And then as we see in Rogue One, they all die. You know, that's the ending we and the general audience know from that film. But yeah, see, it's these creative differences which kind of make me go, oh man, I'm really starting to get worried about this Han Solo film now. Like, there was also another news story that came out, I think a couple months back, where it was like, oh, in the film, we would discover how Han Solo got his name. Is this maybe one of the creative differences that forced the directors to quit? Maybe they were like, no, Han Solo's name is Han Solo. You know, like any Star Wars fan will tell you, yeah, Han Solo is his name, Han Solo. He didn't earn it, like, you know, he never had another name. No, his name was always Han Solo. So maybe is this what Disney and Lucasfilm were planning? Did Lucasfilm actually want to stay with that idea and go, nah, he's actually got another name. He earned that name, Han Solo. Because if that's true, what the fuck? Like, seriously, if that, like, story that came out a couple months back actually ends up becoming in the final film, I can guarantee you, there's going to be a lot of pissed off Star Wars fans. Honestly, I can tell you that for a fact. If you thought, you know, oh, people were, like, mad with the prequels, if you change Han Solo's name, you're going to get even more hate. Probably more hate than the prequels did. Oh my days. This breaking news story that, Phil Lord and Chris Miller no longer directing a Han Solo film. And honestly, this has left me completely shocked. So what's going to happen to all the footage? What's going to happen to all the footage and scenes that they've shot so far? Honestly, what is going to happen? Like, they're going to get a new director, obviously. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you're thinking this film's still going to come out next year in May, oh, you are dead wrong. No way can they get a new director, reshoot a load of stuff. You know, because they've already shot half the film already. Like, filming began, like, earlier this year. They've easily shot, I believe, like 2 or 3 months worth of footage. That is a fuck ton of footage. That is a lot of footage. Honestly. And the fact they have to go back and reshoot all that, like now, when we're in June, like at the end of June, and this film's got to be all wrapped up and done by May when it comes out, visual effects wise and everything else, mate, if Lucasfilm and Disney can whip out this film in like, what, like from now till May, I will honestly put my hands up and go, wow. I mean, you know, it's taken them like almost 2 years to make The Last Jedi. So the fact that they'd be able to make a Han Solo film in like less than a year, yeah, that would be impressive for me. But I don't know, man. I mean, they're bringing in a new director now, which means that it's gonna be a completely new film than we were promised. We're getting a Rogue One situation all over again, where we're promised one thing from the trailers, and then we look at the final product and it's nothing like the first teaser trailer. Oh boy, because we all remember how well that went. Oh man, I really am upset by this news, and do you know what? If I'm gonna choose another director to direct the Han Solo film, I hope they get Edgar Wright. I hope with his new film Baby Driver coming out that they look at that film and go, yeah, this guy knows how to direct action sequences. Now do Baby Driver, but in space. Imagine the main guy, obviously the baby driver in the film, but imagine that as Han Solo. Seriously, imagine that for a second. Go watch a bunch of trailers for his new film, Baby Driver. Edgar Wright film, Baby Driver. And now imagine the main character as Han Solo. Yeah, exactly. You'll know what I'm on about. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the video. But holy damn am I scared for this film now. And it had such a good cast as well. Woody Harrelson, Emilia Clarke. God damn it. Donald Glover. God damn it, Disney. God damn it, Lucasfilm. Well, this sucks.